Hey Sophia.
Hey, Evangeline.
How's your week going?
It's spring break, man. I'm doing my thing. How about
Oh,
you?
wait, did spring break just start for you today?
Well, not today, but it's this week.
Oh, oh, okay. Um,
It's Friday, man.
um, um, so actually, like, I wanted to tell you about this restaurant that I went to
Oh,
this
word?
week. Yeah, like, I know we don't live in the same area, but like, if you ever come by, I would definitely take you there.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. What's this place? Like, what is there to eat there?
dude, they have like the best food. I can't it's so hard to describe. Um, I don't know why. I'll think of the name. I'll think of the name by the
Okay.
end of it. It was like something
Well,
it was like really weird pronunciation.
but like, is it like fries and burgers? Is it like hot dog? Like, what is it?
No hot dogs. Burgers is definitely like their specialty and
Oh,
like it's their specialty. But they also have a really and I know in like New Mexico I wouldn't expect it, especially coming from California where we have like really good like seafood and fish collection. Which they have here too, but it's more like,
God.
it's more the turf than the surf,
Got
you
it.
know? Yeah.
That's
Um,
interesting. I'm assuming I've never heard of this place?
I don't think so. But what I was gonna say about like the whole fish thing is that they have like this really, really good fish sandwich, which I don't know if like you're into
Huh.
fish. I know that's like a kind of a specialty kind of thing, but
It's
it's
like
really good.
it's good, like,
Yeah.
you're not messing with me.
Like, the bun is so fluffy, the fish is, like it's just got that nice, like like, when you can see, like, the flakes, like, in a fish kind of
Yeah,
thing? Yeah, and, like, ugh, the tartar sauce on it, that's, like, made with love, you know?
'cause, like, I mean, like, you know me, I don't really like fish, but, like, if it's, like, a good fish, then, like, I'll have it, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and, like, you gotta be careful about that because, like, fish, it can leave you in a bad time in the toilet, if you know what I'm saying.
To put
So
it simply.
yeah, to put it lightly. Um, but their fries too, I'd I'd say, like this might sound like a bad thing, but their fries, it's kind of like each thing of fries that you get there, I would say is, like, different from the next.
Huh.
Like, they're each made with, a special intention. It's like they really, like, know who their customer is, even though they don't
What
actually
what
know you.
what did you say this place was called?
Um, ah, let me sorry, it's just one of the, like, places with a really weird pronunciation. Starts with an M,
Huh.
starts with an M.
Is it, like, Michelin? Like,
I don't know if it's Michelin,
hmm,
'cause that'd be, like, way too expensive
weird.
for me, you know? Like, this is definitely, like, a budget friendly, which is surprising because like, the
Oh, so
food is
it's
so
like fast
good.
food.
Uh, I wouldn't wanna classify it as fast food. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. Uh,
Like, give me an estimate, like,
an estimate?
yeah, like, guess. Like, I don't know, like, just
You know
give me a
what? Let
name.
me look up my Google Maps timeline and see where Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Drum roll.
Oh.
McDonald's.
Mac McDonald's?
Yeah.
Babe, you mean McDonald's?
No. It's McDonald's.
McDonald's.
That's not I don't think that's how it's pronounced. I Mc what did you say?
McDoubles?
Um, no, McDonald's.
That's what I said. I said McDoubles.
No.
Alright, alright. Well, now now that you're giving me a recommendation, I think I should give you a
Uh-huh.
recommendation.
Okay, yeah.
Like, we know, down here in California, we have, like, a lot of sandwich shops, especially by the bay. Like,
Yeah,
you still live here, you would know.
yeah. Wait, when's the last time you've been to the Bay?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
Um, does Anaheim count as the bay?
oh, we're gonna get so much hate for that. No,
I
that is near the
No.
valley.
The last time I went to, Monterey is, 6 years ago, maybe.
Monterey is the Bay, yeah.
I know Monterey is the bay.
Okay.
But, we have a lot of sandwich shops, and there's, this one sandwich shop that, has, really long sandwiches, you
Oh,
know?
so like a deli type?
Kinda, I think, I their logo's, is, an arrow, and it says, Spubby or something like that.
Bubby?
Spubby.
What where is
And
this?
it's like Spubby E Freef, I think that's, their thing.
Bubby E Freef?
E Freef. I'm sorry, it broke you.
I can't. No.
Good morning, party people, how you doing?
Oh.
That was my intro, that's it. Hi! Welcome to episode
I
17.
yeah, episode 17. Um,
17 whole episodes! We're almost there to 20.
that's gonna be wild. Um, did you know Coachella was this weekend?
I actually I was I was about to actually tell you that
Re
I was looking at because some people I follow on Insta posted that they're at Coachella, so I looked at the lineup, and there is a group called Mannequin Pussy.
the lineup was, like, pretty mid, so that makes sense.
Mannequin Pussy. But yeah, Coachella, I don't know what your opinion of Coachella are, but
I have one, I was kinda just, like, saying that to say that, so it sound like we're up to date on what's going on, even
we're
though we're
absolutely
probably
not.
never gonna get caught at Coachella,
Oh, no.
ever.
Well,
I mean, I'd have to get, like, free food all day to go
yeah.
to Coachella.
I'm like, all my favorite artists have to be there, I have to get free food, and someone has to go with me.
Yeah. I feel like you have to go with someone, though, to, like, just be safe.
Okay, no, I was thinking about this because Curtis Connor is coming to Sacramento,
Mhm.
on tour, and I was like, "I'm gonna get a ticket for myself," and I was like, "What if no one wants to go with me?" And I'm just, driving down there by myself to the new theater at the convention center, sadly taking my seat to go watch one of my favorite YouTubers do a comedy set.
I That's, like, so weird because the guy from, not that I watch this, but All Gas, No Breaks, I think his name is Andrew Callaghan.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't watch him, so I really wouldn't know, but he's coming to my campus, which I just thought was so weird. Cause like, his show All Gas, No Breaks, like, blew up, got bought out by Instagram, I think. So, like which I think he actually left the show. So, I don't know much about him, but I just thought that was weird, like, people coming to our small, unknown areas. Not that Sacramento is unknown, but
Oh, he was on H3 pod
who?
he was on H3's podcast.
Oh, the guy I'm talking about?
Yeah. But
Oh,
no,
okay.
I was we were talking about this. I'm like, "Why are all these people coming to our to our
Yeah.
rickety ass towns?" 'Cause I had Tyler, the Creator, and John Mulaney in the same weekend. We now have Curtis Connor. What's so great about my town that everyone's coming here so
Oh, honestly, like, I really wanna see Noel Miller stand up, but I don't think he's ever gonna come to Sacramento.
No.
But, like, never say never, I guess.
Well, because 'cause I'm like, doesn't he live in LA?
Yeah, like, he lives in LA, but it's, like, better to just stay in LA than come all the way up here.
He's
But he
in
is going to other states
he's
too,
going
but
to Illinois.
yeah.
So
Illinois?
or
Illinois?
Illin Ill don't don't make fun of me, okay? I get made fun of on how I pronounce things too often.
I don't it sounded like you were from, like, Wisconsin, just the way you pronounced the O, you were like, "Illinois?"
Illinois.
Illinois? That was horrible, I'm sorry. Um,
Uh,
but anyways, I this is random, very random, but I'm gonna try to get back into playing violin, which has already, like, not gone well because I think because I had to well, tricky thing about violins, they don't react well to climate change. And Albuquerque is one of like the highest climate levels in the country. Like a lot of athletes come here so they can train in like the high like intense um it's like the highest above sea level. That's what
got
it
it.
is. So when I take a violin that is sensitive to climate change, um not global warming, climate change, but I just meant, like, literal, like,
The
elevation.
weather.
Yes. To be fair, I hadn't picked up my violin in quite some time, probably over a year. But I have never seen my violin in the condition that it was, and I don't mean the body of the violin, I mean the strings. I thought that I was gonna pluck one of those, and it was just gonna come snapping at my face.
The way
Like, I
you said
wouldn't even be able to see anything anymore.
the
And I
body
still
of
have
the
them next to me. And they look like something out of a Saw movie. Like
to be honest oh, I almost played violin. Fun fact about me, I almost did. Um, but I was emo and I chose ukulele instead.
no, you played something else, didn't you?
Oh, I played saxophone.
Yeah,
I played
okay.
saxophone for 2 years.
Um, but yeah, so I had 2 extra packs of strings. So I thought, "You know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try changing my own strings." Um,
How did that go?
well, I broke the A string. And
Sorry.
not broke it as in, like, it snapped, because the structure of a violin string is that it has a core to it depending on, like, how expensive it is, and then it has, like, a wrapping around it to protect that core, and so when I was tightening the string, um, I think I, like, tightened it too early in the process, so that wrapping around it just started to, like, unravel. So now, whenever I play a string, I just hear this, like, rattling, and it's the wrapping around the A string. So,
You're saying words. You're
I
saying
mean, I'm
words right
trying
now, bud.
but whenever I play, like, a note, it just rattles because of this, like, coiling around the string that is unraveling.
Rattle, rattle,
So
rattle, rattle.
I need to get a new A string. And unfortunately, strings are very expensive, in my opinion. Um, to get a good set of strings, to get a decent pair, because the strings I'm using are about $40. Um, and to get ones that are going to last in transporting my violin
Oh,
between different elevations, That's probably gonna set me back about $65.
Yeah, I was looking I was like, "I wonder if they're like saxophone reeds." Saxophone reeds are stupid expensive.
It's like,
Yeah.
it it yeah, because I was looking up, like, what does Lindsey Sterling use? Do you know who that is?
Of course I do.
Okay, I don't know,
I
some
used to
people
love
don't, some
her.
people do. Okay, jeez. But
What
anyways,
did
I
I say it a certain way?
no, I was just wondering, like, you said it like, "Of course I do." Like, I don't know,
I was a quirky little 6th grader. Yeah, I knew who she was.
okay. Well, anyways, I was looking up what strings she used because she has to go on tour, and I'm sure, like, you know, she plays a lot, has to, go to all these different places and all these different climates. And so I found the strings that she used, and they're like about $65. But I don't want to get a whole pack because I also have another pack. But here's the thing, you want to know what happened with my second pack? I was like, oh, I have another pack. And then I noticed it was open. And then I laughed out loud to myself and was like, oh, imagine if it was the A string that I already used.
Well,
It was the A string. I had already used it. Just out of every other string is there but the A.
well, time to go get an A string.
So one A string from this pack that's Lindsey Sterling approved is $15.
Oh, jeez.
So if I buy it, it better I better not see one scratch. It better last me for the rest of my college career.
It better make you dinner. It better tuck you into bed.
Yeah, yeah, it better. But also I tried playing again and I'm definitely waiting until I start practicing with other people in the house because that was horrific. I didn't think like it would be that bad after not playing for a year or so, but it was pretty bad.
You should totally relearn
Relearn what?
Duel of Fates.
Yeah, I actually tried playing that and I just like it was so bad. Like I don't I don't know like how that could even happen. Like I know that doesn't make sense what I just said because I just admitted to not playing for like over a year. But for my like tone to just go down
Hmm.
was so depressing.
You should you know what else you should learn?
What?
Can You Dig It from Iron Man 3? I think
That would be
that
good.
would be nice.
I also wanna learn the Godfather theme because 'cause I've
You
been,
should.
like, it's which I I didn't
Yeah.
even mean to, like, segue into this, but I watched the Godfather trilogy for the first time ever. Life-changing,
I've
life-changing.
I've never watched it. So, but I know that it's like an iconic movie trilogy.
They're like when you like because I always knew like you said, like, everyone knows, like, those are, like, the movies of
Mhm.
all movies kind of thing, and they really are, because sometimes I get kinda weirded out when people hype that stuff up all the time because I'm thinking, "Is this just because, like, you saw it when it came out, like, you grew up with it kind of thing?" Like, there's that weird bias in there. I'm not saying, like, the movie like, I thought the movie was gonna be bad, but I didn't think it was gonna be, like, 5 out of 5 stars kind of thing.
I
But
know
then I
that
watched it and it was 5 out of 5 stars. At least the first 2 parts. The last part was kinda in comparison.
isn't it like about the Italian mob or something like that?
But it's so much more, like, that's what I was thinking, like, that's why I thought it was gonna be kind of like, it was gonna be alright, but it's really not, like, there's just, like, a whole, like, character arc in there. It's, like, really much more about, like, family and
Well, as
kind of like
Italians I hate Italians, but I'm kidding. If you're Italian out there, I don't hate you. But Italians.
did you actually, don't say that because you're speaking to a descendant of an actual
Oh!
Italian.
Like you didn't know of my hatred of Italians.
Why? What? Where did this come from? No, I literally like,
Where
I
did
thought,
this come from?
where did it come from? Because 'Cause I've always heard you say this, but then I'm just like, "Okay, maybe not I've always heard her say this, that sounds really bad," but I'm just, like, wondering where this originated from. Because I never really questioned it, but now I am.
Okay, I'm just saying, I I don't hate all Italians. If you're cool and you're Italian, I don't care. I just there was this dude who was in my friend group, and he was weird, and he was creepy, and he would always talk about how he was Italian, and how he grew up in
Oh,
Italy, and
that okay, that
yeah,
guy.
and that dude just soured all Italians for me.
Okay, well, I actually have a cool story. Well, okay, I wouldn't label it as cool, but
What do you
it's
mean?
a dramatic story. So, let's transport ourselves back to the I wanna say 1900s, like,
The
early 1900s.
1900s,
Maybe, like, 1910s, 1920s, but that's still early.
and I met this really cool
I
guy.
was in no. Um, there was a woman who came here, like, to Ellis Island, like, typical, like, Italian immigrant story to America,
Yep,
and she was a secretary for my great-great-grandfather, and like a classic soap opera telenovela, they had an affair. My great-great-grandfather so, affair my great-great-grandfather was married to my step, I guess, in this case, great-great-grandmother. But then my great-great-grandfather got this Italian woman pregnant, and then she died in childbirth. I don't know why I'm laughing, it's not funny.
why are you telling this story?
Because we're talking about Italians, I thought I
Just
might just
casually,
add
just
something.
family lore.
Family lore. And so like I said, the Italian woman died in childbirth. But my great the the great-great-grandfather, the triple G, and the other
G.
triple G mother, she said, "Okay, well, I guess, like, let's raise this kid together." So, yeah, there you go, that's the story.
Mine isn't it like my mom fled the USSR, my dad fled the USSR, they met in a church,
They met in a church, wow.
they met in a church, they got married, they had me. 4 years later, they got divorced.
Well, ain't
I'm
that
not
the American dream?
I'm not the reason for the divorce, but I'm just saying it coincided a little too much. Anyways, anyways, that's enough of our family lore. What are
Yeah.
you what you been up to this week?
Um, well, besides watching after, because what happened is that I finished my Paul Thomas Anderson marathon, um, with Phantom Thread, which I talked about last week, and then I was like, "Okay, let's take a break from, like, going through a director's filmography," and so then I watched The Godfather. But then afterwards, I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go through Wes Anderson's
Yeah!
filmography." Have you watched all of his films?
I love Wes Anderson, dude!
I know you do, but, like, have you watched all of his films?
Most of them.
Okay, have you watched Rushmore?
No, I've watched French
Oh!
Dispatch, Grand Budapest Hotel, Moonrise Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox,
Uh-huh.
Isle of the Dogs, and then, like,
Okay, so
more.
that's it?
Yeah, but I haven't watched the one, but can I just say,
Yeah.
I love so much his color palettes. Oh, oh! I just okay, I'm a huge color person, I love color. Color theory is my jam. Everything about colors, if a movie has pretty colors, I will watch it. The way just his color palettes just scratch my brain. Like, there's this one screenshot or one scene, but I remember it because I used it for a presentation for a
Oh, was
school
it
thing.
from Moonrise Kingdom?
Yeah, for Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah.
That teal background with the orange foreground. Oh! Anyways, that's my little thing. I love how he uses color.
I would say it's really interesting seeing the, like, progression of his filmmaking because it's kind of bizarre because I started out with Bottle Rocket, which was his first one, and it really doesn't feel like a Wes Anderson movie except for maybe the script. It kinda just feels like a student film. It's definitely not his strongest, but it's, like, one of his first ones. Well, it is his first movie, and actually I think it did start out. I'm not entirely sure about, like, the production history of that movie, but then to go to Rushmore, I think that's really where he started to get comfortable with his style of kind of auteur filmmaking.
Oh,
It
yeah, definitely.
it's, you haven't even watched it.
Yeah, but I've seen, like, screenshots and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm not, like, a
You said,
stranger.
"Oh, yeah, definitely," like you've watched the film 20 times.
No, I'm not a stranger to it. I
Okay.
haven't sat down and watched it.
Yeah, but like, I came away from that movie, like, thinking, what a great world we would all live in if everyone just, like, talked like a Wes Anderson movie. Because I just love the scripts from those movies and the dialogue so much. Um, and so it but then where he really got into, like, just the visuals that we know so well today is The Royal Tenenbaums, which is one of my favorite movies from him. I'd have to say that my top 3 movies so far because I haven't watched The Darjeeling Limited, Moonrise Kingdom, or The Grand Budapest Hotel. Those are,
Watch
like, the only 3 I haven't
watch
watched.
Moonrise Kingdom and Grand Budapest Hotel.
Well, I know, I'm going through a marathon of his movies.
I know, but I'm just saying you have to.
Well, yes, that's what a marathon implies.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Like, I'm just gonna, like, not watch it okay, anyways,
We're just
um,
gonna go in circles.
the next movie I'm gonna watch is The Darjeeling Limited. But my 3 favorite so far, um, would have to be Fantastic Mr. Fox,
Of
The
course.
Royal Tenenbaums, and Rushmore. Those are my top 3. Um, The French Dispatch would go in there, but I kind of I think in a way it was, like, almost too it was a little too long for what it was, and although, like, visually, like, the set design, the composition of the shots, the color grading, the
Yeah.
lighting was really, I wanna say ooh, I just, like, knocked my mic, I'm sorry. I wanna say no, it was pretty innovative what he did in that film. I cannot get over it's Timothy Chalamet's character
Yeah.
in that, like, club, and they're in that meeting in that, like, restaurant, and I think, like, the restaurant, like, the wall of it it's like a whole set, and so they can just move it. Like, they move it like a theater stage, and I think that was so, like, well done, and I think the use of, I
Yes.
can't think of the word, like, ratio, like nah, that's I shouldn't have said that.
Well,
Um,
L plus ratio plus buzz is
no,
plus good
um,
grass.
no, it's ratio, but I just feel like that aspect ratio, his use
As
of aspect ratios was I was kind of like it was a little, like, distracting at times, but I think it was an interesting thing to do, but I think a lot of it was kind of, like, experimenting and being very, like, indulgent in his own creative taste, which is fine, but I just think that the other 3 that I mentioned are a lot more, like, strong.
A lot of, like, what Wes Anderson movies are to me is just eye candy. I just watch, and I am just I look at the colors, I look at how everything moves, and I'm just like, "God, this is a movie."
To m it I
I'm
definitely agree with eye candy, but I
not
also, like oh,
not
sorry.
saying that the story's not good. I'm just saying for, like, Wes Anderson, I'm just way more enthralled with the visuals than I am with the actual plot.
No, yeah, I think that's, like, the allure of his films. What I was gonna say, it wasn't really about, like, his script writing skills, but I the movie I watched today was The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou and
Mhm.
Sisu, and that was also kind of like a I'd say story-wise, definitely not his strongest, but after, like, that coming after the Royal Tenenbaums, that definitely like, that and the Royal Tenenbaums was kind of like the first thing of him almost having this, like, dollhouse view
Yeah.
of worlds. Like, I feel like a lot of his characters, the way they're dressed and the way the sets are designed is very much like a child, like, with a dollhouse, like, making up characters and, like, thinking of all these characters kind of, like, weaving together in this one controlled area, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
totally get what you're saying.
and I think that also, like, really plays into how he sets up comedic scenes because he has, like, it's a very, like, kind of it can be dry sense of humor at times, but it's just executed so well. I'm actually speaking of humor in movies, I've always been really intrigued about how that plays out because it's really easy to, like, say, like, "Oh, yeah, that's funny," because, like, of comedy and everything, but as someone who
Mhm.
grew up with Saturday Night Live, I've always been interested in, like, how you set up, like, a comedic scene and execute it well. Um,
Yeah.
and a YouTuber I really like I just started to like because I don't actually watch a lot of film YouTubers. The only person I watch is High Top Films. But
Yeah,
then
saw that
I
guy.
got into Loverboy Media, Bailey, and he's very I'd say that Alex from High Top Films is much more about, like and I guess Bailey is this too, but I think Alex dives way more into, symbolism and production and, like, more of the script, even though he's very knowledgeable in, um, actual, like, visual storytelling, but I think Bailey has been doing this for longer, and he just he's able to explain technical things about filmmaking in a way that's really digestible and interesting, and I think he's gonna release a video, I don't know what movie, but he's gonna release a video on some comedy movie, which I'm excited for because he
I
released, like, a clip of it on Twitter, and I was just like, "Oh, like, this is exactly, like, what I needed to hear."
I'm just find it very amusing that you talk about them as if they were, like, your mutuals, like,
I
for
know.
something. It's not a bad thing, I just find it amusing.
Well, I don't know, like, I feel weird, like, saying Loverboy Media, because like, he has a name, I don't know. Um,
Low-key is
but yeah,
speaking of, if I may segue,
movie marathons?
speaking of movie marathons, I I w I'm not in the middle of one, I'm just saying I'm planning to do one.
Mhm.
I watched Our Flag Means Death, and I have been thoroughly obsessed with this show. It's really bad, but it's such a good show. Evangeline, you watch it eventually. You need to. So good. Taika's
I
writing. Go ahead.
sorry, I will, I just it's
You're
so hard for me to, like, not to watch a show that's not on a streaming service that I own,
yeah.
let alone just watch a show in general. If it's not Marvel or Star Wars, which is really bad, I know,
No,
it, like, goes against all of my morals. It goes against every single one of my morals about film, but it's just
I felt
shows is they are
I know exactly
it's a
what you
task.
mean. No, yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and the thing that drew me in is that, first off, Taika Waititi, second off,
Why did you say his name like that?
how am I supposed to say it?
It's just you said the last part, like, really fast.
Waititi.
Yeah, that
Waititi?
yes.
Okay.
It sounds a little bit better. It
I know,
yeah.
it sounds like I'm saying white titty.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Okay, not only I'm just gonna rave about Our Flag Means Death for a bit.
go for it. I just did a whole pretentious thing about Wes Anderson, so
Not only is the humor supreme, not only are the side characters so well-rounded and all have their own like, the story not only focuses on Steed, the main character, and on Blackbeard, the other main character, but also focuses on the side characters and their own mini adventures. Not only that, and I am so glad to say this, in the year 2022, finally I have a show that queer bait. I'm gonna just I identify as queer, I am queer, and for so long, I have been dealing with just people sidelining the identity, people just queer baiting to all shit. But in this show, you actually have really good queer um representation, which I appreciate. Taika, you are not scared to do it, and I love him for that. And it's such a good show. It emotionally damaged me like any good show. Any good show should emotionally damage you. I say that with my full chest.
yeah, I agree with
And
that.
thank you. Any good show should emotionally damage you, and this show emotionally damaged me. Um, that being said, I am going after we finish recording, I'm gonna go rent What We Do in the Shadow or What We Do in the Shadows on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I'm gonna watch that because again, Taika Taika Waititi, as
Yeah.
I said is pronounced correctly. But no, I also want to oh Loki. Loki's on my shelf right now, and I'm making sure he does not knock anything over. Hey, get down. Hold up.
Alright.
Get down. Don't yell at me. Come here. Okay. Not only that, we know that Taika made the masterpiece that is Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok. He made the masterpiece that is Jojo Rabbit,
Yes.
and he's just a funky dude, man. I I like his comedy style a lot. Like he really knows how to bring comedy into a series or a movie, and he really knows how to also like serious plot points into it. I admire his writing skills.
Yeah, he's good at satire, he's good at, because you know what? I think what was really refreshing about Thor Ragnarok sorry that I'm moving away from, like, Our Flag
No,
Means
you're
Death.
good. Yeah,
I
as
just,
long
like, I
as
haven't
you're
watched it, so I can't, like, add much,
no,
except
yeah.
that, like, Tumblr was having a field day with it. Um, but I think what was refreshing about Thor Ragnarok, which let me preface this by saying Thor Ragnarok is not, like, one of my favorite MCU films. It's not even my favorite Thor film. The first Thor film is my favorite one. I know, unpopular opinion, but, um I think what was refreshing about Thor Ragnarok is that Taika was able to not have useless comedy, which I think is an issue with the MCU. I think a lot of the times the MCU like throws in jokes in there and like they're stupid and it's more to just like that's it. It's
Yeah,
more to distract from the seriousness and the levity of, like, a plot. Um, example, the vegetarian bit in Shang-Chi on the airplane, uh, that will forever enrage me to my death. But Thor Ragnarok worked so well because he was able to use comedy in a way that it mattered. It mattered to the
yeah.
plot. It wasn't
Oh,
to
yeah.
distract or lessen the themes of the story. And he does that really well. And
Yeah,
that shined even more in Jojo Rabbit. And I'm sure it shined in the show that you watched.
I
But
100%
that's
agree. I
yeah.
100% agree because I'm just it's not spoilers for Our Flag Means Death, but it's an aspect that I realized that, there's just, like, this running gag that, like, for, like, the first 2 episodes that the whole crew, like, hates their captain. They hate Steed because the whole premise is that Steed left his whole life behind to be a pirate. This is by the way, Stede Bonnet is an actual pirate. Like, he was an actual pirate.
Mhm.
He was known as the Gentleman Pirate, and he behind oh, did I cut out there? He left everything behind, his family, his kids, his whole aristocrat life to become a pirate, and he would not kill people with swords, he would kill people with kindness. And even though the people in the show take the piss out of that a lot, it shows how much Steed actually does care about his crew, which again, I think I've said this before, but I am also a sucker for found family tropes, and it just fell right in. I just ugh, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. This show, I hope it gets renewed for a season 2. I haven't heard anything about it, and I know people are like corporates are so weird about renewing shows that have good representation. So I'm praying to every god I believe in.
It's all in the numbers.
Well, I'm
That's
just saying they see the reaction to it. Tumblr's having a field day, Instagram's having a field day, I'm having a field day. Um,
and there was no promo for that. I hadn't heard about it until I saw
yeah,
something on Tumblr about it.
me too. I didn't hear anything about it until I saw something on Instagram about it. And hey, I'm glad I think I'm on my 3rd rewatch right now.
The episodes.
They're like 30 minutes long,
Oh,
and there's
okay.
10 of them.
There's how many?
10.
Oh, well, it's like 5 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, wait, you're able to watch do you watch all of that, like, in one go?
Well, my first time was all in one go. The second time was like I kept having sleepless nights, like I just couldn't sleep. So I just watched them until I fell asleep, and then I'd go back where I remember I stopped, and then I would just go like that. And now I'm just like, I can't stop thinking about it. So
Okay.
here I am.
I feel like that contradicts something you said about movies a couple weeks ago, but it's fine.
What did
It's
I say
fine.
about movies?
Well, you were just saying how, like, you have to pause movies because
Well,
you
I
can't
do
watch them all the
okay,
way through.
okay. I was actually thinking about this. Why I
Yeah.
to, like, binge watch shows, like,
Mhm.
I can watch Law& and Order all day. Like, from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, I can watch Law& and Order. But I can't sit down and watch, like, a hour and a half, 2-hour movie. And I think it's because for every episode, there's an arc, and that arc gets finished within 20 to 30, sometimes 40 minutes. But for a movie, I have to sit down and wait for this arc to start and finish over the span of 2 hours, and I don't think I can do that. So I have to take breaks.
Huh.
I just
That's
think how information is being broken down within each episode makes it easier for me to watch shows.
I get it, but I don't get it. but I guess, keep on, doing
Evangeline,
what
I'm
you're
literally Patrick Bateman, okay? I can do anything.
you're alright, alright,
Also, I did watch American Psycho all the way through yesterday.
good.
Um,
I feel
and
like that's a movie you cannot stop. Like, it's just a train wreck, like, it's just like you can't stop watching it because 'cause you're like, "What is he gonna do next?" kinda thing.
well, okay, when I watched it, like, the first run, I was doing a project, so my mind was everywhere, and then I was at my friend's house. Oh, this goes into another point. I dyed my hair. I no longer have blue hair, I have pink hair.
Wow.
I went over to my friend's house to dye it, and we would watch American Psycho while we were doing it, and I just think about the skincare scene a lot.
The intro, yeah, the morning
Yeah,
routine.
where he's like, I use an aftershave lotion that has little alcohol because alcohol dries out your face.
Yeah.
And I also think about the scene or the sequence where he killed someone, and then he went to his office, and he's calling his lawyer, and he's like, "I killed, like, 40 people? I don't know."
Just Christian Bale, like, if they had gotten anyone else in that role, that movie would have sucked.
No. Okay, no, I agree, because something about Christian Bale,
He's
I
just able to morph into these, like, insane characters, and it's bizarre.
also, the thing is that American Psycho has such a, like, following. I don't know if I would say cult following, but, like, it has
No, it has a cult following because it's a cult movie because at
it
the time that movie came out, I don't think it was very successful.
no, I was about to say, it has, like, a 60 on Rotten Tomatoes and Metacritic, and it's, like, from what I've, like, read, it's not hailed, like, as, like, the best movie, but it's a classic movie, like, every movie buff knows American Psycho. Not even movie buff, like, anyone who knows American Psycho, has watched
Yeah,
it,
it's mainly because of Bale's performance.
which,
Like, don't get me wrong, I think the filmmaking is, like, alright, but Christian Bale's performance is what takes the cake, and also Jared Leto was in that, which I think is really funny.
and Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, yep.
A detective.
That was a surprise to me the first time I watched it, I wasn't expecting him, I don't know why I didn't look at the cast, but I was like, "Oh, there he is."
Willem Dafoe? Why can't he just be Willem the friend?
He was in he was in The Life Aquatic with Sisu. He was like
Willem
a
Dafoe was Ryuk in the Death Note movie?
No, wait. Man, this guy, like I don't mean like he takes any role in, like, a desperate sense, I just think he takes any role because he's like, "Yo, I'm an actor, baby." Like, what
Like,
like
Krillin, like, sits on his couch and he's like, "Oh, I guess
yeah, he's like, "This looks interesting." Like,
I'll do it." No, where what was I gonna say?
he played, like,
He
the
played the hot fish
monster
in Finding Nemo.
in Finding Nemo.
Yeah, he played the hot one.
He's like a he's like a little Easter egg.
No, he played the black and white fish with the scar.
Oh, he
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Okay. No, I was like, "Who?" And then I saw the picture and I was like, "Oh, that dude, yeah."
Obviously, he was in Spider-Man.
Y yeah, that's
Oh, I forgot that I have a copy of the Boondocks.
oh, yeah.
Willem Dafoe. Willem the friend.
Willem Daddy Defoe.
Daddy
I don't know
Dafoe,
why that
that's
took me so
right.
long to say.
That's right. I mean, in our defense, it is kinda late.
Yeah. We have
Um,
just talked about movies the entire time, which is
yeah,
fine. Which I really, really, really I just for a little longer because I do wanna, like, maybe get to something else, even though most of our talking points are related to
I mean, it's funny because before we, like, start recording, we, like, have a catch-up session for the week. That's what I
and
call it.
yeah, and it's probably stuff we should save, but
Yeah,
then we just don't.
we just don't like, we got on the topic of, like, the Moon Knight, and we spent, like, a good, like, maybe 30 minutes talking about it, and we're like, "Hmm, maybe we should
Well,
maybe."
honestly, I don't feel, like, that bad about that because you haven't watched it, so it's not like you could really there wouldn't, like, be that much of a back and forth
But,
about
like,
it, so,
I'm taking your word for it when you say it's mid,
yeah, I
so,
thought it was mid,
I mean,
in
I don't know,
comparison to the other 2.
'cause but also, I keep hearing that the 4th episode is, like, what everyone, like, who worked on it is, like, excited for.
Um,
So,
yeah. I don't wanna say why, 'cause, like, that'll definitely spoil it for you, um, unless you already have seen why,
I have
but I
not
am
seen
kind of intrigued for episode 4.
I'm I'm probably gonna watch What We Do in the Shadows, and then I'll probably watch that either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll get back on you to you on that. But
Alright.
that's our Moon Knight segment for the week.
That's our little Moon Knight segment,
What's
d
next,
d
baby?
d Doctor Strange 2.
Oh,
I saw some
what?
BTS footage, um,
Uh-huh.
and Sam Raimi, Return of the King. Um,
Ow.
what?
Yo, I don't think it's safe for work to say.
What? What?
I was zipping up my jacket and my nipple got caught. Oh. Anyways, Sam Raimi.
Um, that didn't by the way, I was laughing at what she just said, but the mic just, like, didn't pick up any of it, so it was just really awkward silence.
I just I just was like, "Oh no, she's making it quiet so she can cut this out."
um, but Sam Raimi. Sam Raimi, Return of the King. Sam God King Raimi. Um, I saw like 3 seconds of behind the scenes footage of
Right,
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and I will say this so many times.
right.
A dolly zoom shot in my MCU movie like, it's a good thing we're not on camera because 'cause I'm smiling like a psycho. I'm smiling like an American psycho because
You are you are literally Patrick Bateman.
I am literally
You're literally Patrick Bateman.
because Sam Raimi just gets comic books, and what he gets even more so is comic books translated onto the big screen. And I shed a tear when he said and when he referenced a movie as in this picture. Like, how cute, how adorable. He said, "Oh, let me look it up because I think did Bailey post something? Loverboy Media, since like that sounds like I know him personally and I have his number. I don't. That sounded like I'm stalking him. I don't. Um,
Just you have a parasocial relationship with this man.
I wouldn't say a parasocial relationship. I just appreciate his knowledge on films.
No, I know,
Um,
I'm joshing with you. Oh, no,
don't say that again.
I am joshing with you.
That's
Suck my ass.
my math teacher in freshman year who like quit because she couldn't handle the class said that one time and a kid in our class was like, "What did you just say?" And she's like, "Joshing with you." And he's like, "I don't know what that means." And I was like,
My name
"Oh."
isn't Josh.
Oh. Um, oh, where is it? No, he posted a quote from my boy Sam Raimi.
While you're looking for that, let me voice my opinion on this. Um,
On what?
on I leaned back when I said that. On
Oh, okay.
Multiverse of Madness, because I'm a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
Cause I don't know. I know that the same dude who made Loki is helping make it,
Oh,
but I hope that Sam Raimi, being the God King that he is, um, balances it out. I hope they just handle the characters well. That's all I'm worrying about.
yeah, I don't know, like, at this point, even if the story is I don't wanna say bad. I don't think there's ever really been, like, a bad MCU movie, but in comparison to MCU movies, if it's bad in comparison, I don't think I'll care all that much if it's gonna go back to, like, phase 1 roots of visual storytelling, because I need to see what's going into the TV shows, get into the movies, because I'm kind of sick and tired of gray coloring, um, lazy editing, stagnant, like, composition of shots and, like, framing of shots, like, I'm really getting sick and tired of it in movies and in these types of movies. So, like, for me to get excited about a pretty, like, well-known type of shot, a dolly zoom shot, which is, like, it's a very, like, interesting and unique type of shot, like, in an MCU movie. Like, the bar was low, but Sam cleared it with flying colors kind of thing. And I know
Yeah.
that's, like, really harsh, and I wouldn't say that the Marvel movies recently have been, like, as bad as, like, I'm portraying them to be, but, like, Sam Raimi's experience in filmmaking, I think, is really gonna blow those films out of the park. Like, you're gonna watch Doctor Strange and be like, what's going on with the
I
other?" Um,
Wait, I we're gonna go see it. I completely forgot that we planned to go see it together.
yeah, I'm still gonna be here in New Mexico when it comes out, so I'm probably just gonna have to see it as in a very, like, unpopular movie theater with no one in it, but that's fine. Um,
Um, well, you can I'll still invite Diet Cody Ko if you want him to come.
yeah, no, yeah, make it an event, you know? I'm excited also kind of, like, to delve into my, you know, gross MCU fanboy self.
Yep,
I'm I if Professor X really pops up in there with Patrick Stewart, I'm gonna cry. I'm
I know
gonna
you are.
cry.
I
It's
know.
I just like, I can't express how much X-Men means to me, and, like, to see it now as I'm older and be able to finally, like, see it on a big screen, like, I will cry. Like, I cried when Tobey Maguire came on because I never got the experience to see that, to see his movies when they came out originally. So, it's gonna be even, like, worse in a good way if it really does happen.
I'm just I'm like, not like that I have emotional attachment to characters, at least not as much as you do,
Uh-huh.
but I'm still excited for the same reason.
just like I don't know. And we're already like an hour. I didn't even know, actually I did know I can talk about movies for this long. I definitely can.
Evangeline? I know we're not on face cam, but look at my eyes right now. What is your major?
Uh-huh.
What is your major again?
It's yeah, I'm a film student.
Yeah, you're a film student and you're surprised that you can talk about films.
It's not that I'm surprised, I just, like, wasn't expecting to talk about it for the entire time. Uh,
You're a film student who is with not a film student. You can talk about film.
well, I know, but, like, that's
You can distribute you.
Jesus. I was like, "Why are you"
We were doing so great. Loki, get off my desk. Come here. Come here. You're sitting with me until you can learn how to start again.
Okay. Well, you start.
3, 2, 1. Hold up. Ooh. Okay. 3, 2, 1. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let us explain.
Anchor
Hey,
okay.
Loki!
Jesus.
My dumb cat, get down! Come on, please.
Something I do wanna mention, though, is
Yes.
that Miss Britney Jean Spears is
Is
pregnant.
pregnant!
I know.
She's got a
That's
small
I
fetus.
usually don't, like it's like it's so weird to get excited about these things because it's like you don't know these people, but also just taking away my dedication to Britney Spears in this fandom, not in a creepy way. I just meant like she means a lot to me. Taking like that personal level out of it, just to like to have been in like the Free Britney movement since 2019 and see her go from, you know, someone who was pretty much like a slave to her family,
Yeah.
um, and literally, like, not being able to have children, and for her to make, like, this just quirky Instagram post is, like, wild, and I'm very, 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 very happy for her.
I I am also very, 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 very happy because I I'm not too invested or too like into not into. I don't keep up with, there we go. I don't keep up with her as much. But it seems like she's leading a very happy life after the conservatorship ended, and I'm very happy for her. She's doing what she wants to do, and honestly, good for her. I hope that the baby comes healthy, and I hope everything is well for her.
Yeah, and I just wanted to, we haven't been doing a lot of media sharing, like, overlays on here, so I just wanted to, like, take the opportunity to just, like, go through her Instagram post because I thought it was it was just, like, I don't know, I just thought it was funny because a lot of celebrities make, like, this really big deal about it, which
Yeah,
is fine, but hers was just, like, a stock photo of some tea and flowers, and then her just mentioning it
she's
in
got a
her
sweet
post.
fetus.
Yeah, so I'm gonna to make sure that because my internet is not good, I can't screen share. So, Sophia, if you want to pull up that Instagram post on your own, I'm gonna share it with my equipment, but just so you can
Got
follow
it.
along.
Hold up, I'll pull up her Instagram.
Okay. So yeah, let me pull this up. But yeah, this is this is what the post looks like. There's no like photos of her. It's just this photo a nice looking photo of some coffee or tea and some flowers on the ground, on the table, I don't know.
Yep.
Um,
She tagged the original photographer.
yeah, she
Credit
loves
where
her
credit.
photo credits. But let's go through this because I always think I mean, there's a whole podcast dedicated to Britney's Instagram. Like, that's actually that podcast is kind of the reason the movement blew up. It's called Britney's Gram, which I surprisingly haven't listened to, but I've heard, like, sound bites of it. But I always think that Britney Spears' Instagram posts are incredibly, I think this is what we should be studying in English classes, if I'm being honest. Like, there is so much, like, rhetorical tools going on here that are just too much for the average literature teacher.
You need to dissect it.
Yeah. So let's dissect it in this episode is gonna be so long. It's just film and then Britney Spears.
Well, hold
Um,
up, let me check our timer. We're at an hour right now, so
oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
take it away.
So, yeah. Alright, Britney Spears' pregnancy announcement post. I lost so much weight to go on my Maui trip, only to gain it back. The I don't know emoji 3 times. Dot, dot, dot. I thought, "Geez, what happened to my stomach?" My husband said, "No, you're food pregnant, silly," with the ton out, googly-eyed, whatever emoji face. 3 exclamation points, marks. So I got a pregnancy test. Dot, dot, dot. And, well, dot, dot, dot. I am having a baby. Baby emoji. Dot, dot, dot. Just like 4 days later, I got a little more food pregnant. Pregnant woman emoji. 3 monkeys with the hands covering their eyes. 3 of those emojis. It's growing. 3 exclamation marks. If 2 are in there, dot, 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 I might just lose it. Scared emoji,
Teeth
teeth,
grinning emoji.
teeth, teeth, grinny, scare, anxious emoji. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those. Dot, dot, dot. I obviously won't be going out as much due to the paps paparazzi, in case any of you don't understand that, getting their money.
Money emoji.
Yeah, in gold. Um, their money shot of me. Camera
Camera
emoji.
emoji.
Yeah. Like they unfortunately already have. Dot, dot, dot. It's hard because when I was pregnant, I had perinatal depression. Dot, dot, dot. I have to say it is absolutely horrible.
Sad emote.
Yeah. Just to stop here, like, I think that's so bizarre. Like, she just goes from, like, LMAO, like, I'm pregnant, to, like, something really serious, which, like, she should totally talk about. Um, considering that, like, the paparazzi completely, like, abused and exploited her when she was pregnant and after she had her kids. So, like, go off, Britney.
Go
Um,
off queen. She did nothing
yep.
wrong.
She really did nothing wrong. I don't even mean that sarcastically. Um, women didn't talk about it back then. Dot, dot, dot. Some people considered it dangerous if a woman complained like that with a baby inside her. Dot, dot, dot. But now women talk about it every day. Dot, dot, dot. Thank Jesus we don't have to keep that pain a reserved, proper secret. Hush
W
emoji, the
smiley
same
emoji.
I wouldn't say smiley, it's like
No, wait.
anxious.
Same anxious, gritty teeth emote.
Yeah, 3 of those. Dot, dot, dot. This time I will be doing yoga, yoga
Meditating.
emoji, every day, 3 exclamation marks. Spreading lots of joy and love, 2
Proud of
heart
her.
emoji, triple exclamation mark. What a ride.
And
Like,
the queen has spoken.
that was a whole movie in a that was Pieces of a Woman, which you probably haven't watched that movie, but it was, like, Oscar nominated a year ago.
Got it.
Um, that was Pieces of a Woman in 1 Instagram post. Oh,
I
I
wonder
maybe I shouldn't compare that because the baby died in that movie. I just meant, like never mind, scratch that. That was such a bad comparison. I just meant in the motherhood relation. There's probably so many better analogies for this. Completely ignore what I just said. But Paris Hilton has commented on this. Her assistant Vicky has commented on this. Um,
Oh, Ryan said
Breathe Heavy,
that.
iHeartRadio, Jordan Miller. Yeah.
Are we
And a lot of us were like very confused on if she was joking or not because she likes to mess with people. Um, but yeah, so she's going to have another kid, and
her merch is
congrats.
kinda good.
Britney's merch?
Yeah. In
Oh,
my
her link in her bio?
I just found an official merch store and I'm looking now.
Oh. Yeah, I I honestly felt bad about buying merch just because like I knew that money was not going to her at the time like I was
Yeah.
buying it. Now I would buy it if it was like she released it kind of thing. Um
This femme fatale jacket, I'm vibing with it really hard. Anyways.
but yeah, I think that's a good place to end.
Yeah, totally. I unfortunately, a fanfic writer and, ugh,
I
fanfic
completely forgot
writers
about
making
that.
this is, is, taking a little break.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
As in, I don't have a fanfic prepared for this episode, so but,
And it would also be, like, way too much
yeah.
time. So,
So, I would like to thank you for listening to our podcast. If you've made it this far, we really
yeah,
appreciate it,
we really do.
and, we'll see you next week.
Oh, wait.
What?
Something I forgot to mention last week, which I usually have done, check out Britcord, the largest Britney Spears Discord server, um, just to promo that. We don't get paid for that. I'm a mod on there, so I'm obviously, like, I'm not it's just
Evangeline
like
Evangeline mods, therefore she has to, but,
well, I don't have to, I just,
well
like, I want to, like,
We'll
it's a
check
cool
it out
community.
anyways. If not for Evangeline, for me. I'm not in the server, by the way, but,
Yeah.
because I care about my friend, go check it out.
Yeah.
Are we good
We're
now?
currently oh, we're still promoing.
Okay,
Um,
keep going.
we're currently having an album, DVD mock-up contest for Britney Spears tours, so, like, if that interests you, if you're a graphic designer, we would love to have you. If you're a fan of Britney as well, obviously, you would need to be a fan of Britney to join the server, else that would be really weird. Um But yeah, we have contests, we have watch parties, we have listening parties, we have a lot of stuff. So join on in if you're a Britney fan because it's really fun. And we do nitro giveaways if that entices you at all. Um, so yeah, join if you want. We have some of our socials linked down below, my Tumblr and Sophia's Instagram. And
Oh, I was like, "How what do you mean it's my art Instagram?"
oh yeah, yeah, no, it's her art
I was
Instagram.
like, "How did you get my personal?"
No.
I completely forgot. Go follow I haven't posted in a bit, but go follow my art Instagram.
Yeah,
I
and
post my art on there.
hit me up on Tumblr, but don't be creepy because 'cause I'll
Hit
block
me
you.
up. You can't say hit me up on Tumblr creepy. You saying hitting up is equivalent to being creepy.
Okay, well, message me on Tumblr in a very
Yeah.
platonical,
Slash
safe for
P.
work way. Uh, but yeah, that will bring us to the end of our episode, and we will see
Alright.
you next
Of
week.
officially, that is the end of the episode. Thank you for
Yes.
listening. I will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.